All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael Walters, and this is Mike Talks NY Sports. Today, it's not really going to be a long episode, but we are going to be talking about the New York Knicks, the Nets, and we're going to dive a little bit on the moves that the Giants and the Jets just made in free agency. All right. So right now, I'm going to start the day off with the New York Knicks. Okay, the good news is that this week it has been reported that Jalen Brunson has been cleared for basketball activities. That is a good thing because he's been out for almost a month with the with the ankle injury that he suffered last month against the Lakers. Yes, that ankle injury was bad. Like the New York Knicks, they did manage to win about 9 games, well, 8 games when he was out, but it's like they lost some good games that if he was healthy, they would have won. And for example, one of those games was the recent game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm not going to lie, that game was actually interesting because in the first half, the Knicks actually had the lead. They looked like they wanted to upset the Cavs in that game. Because if I'm being honest, the Cavs looked like they didn't have it because the Knicks were just playing good defense. Like Ananobi was carrying the offense. Like he has been aggressive. Like ever since Brunson went down with injury, I've noticed that Ananobi has been one of those players that has stepped up both offensively and defensively. And I give him props for that. And also other players that have stepped up were Josh Hart, and also Mikal Bridges. But I've seen some terrible problems during that Cavalier game. In the second half, of course, they had to call a foul on Ananobi, and he ended up with this fourth foul. And because of that, he couldn't really defend Mitchell like that. So they put Bridges on Mitchell, and Donovan Mitchell light up the entire court. He just started hitting all his shots. Bridges just looked like a little puppy out there. Like it's like he couldn't guard. He couldn't guard a dude smaller than him. Like you got long arms for crying out loud. What's wrong with you? Are you scared? Like when I looked at the box score, because the Knicks ended up losing 124 to 105 after leading by 15 points, they actually say that the Knicks had a 71 game winning streak, which of course is the longest in the NBA at that time, like currently, when you will win if you have a lead of about 15 or more. The Knicks, they lose that streak by losing to the Cavs. And the thing is, they could have won if only in the third quarter, because in the third quarter, their offense was stagnant. Like Ananobi started missing because he kind of got they took him out of his rhythm, and also Towns was struggling to find a bucket. Yes, he did make some dunks, some layups, but he was missing most of them. Hart was a little reluctant to shoot the ball, but he still found a way to hit. And it's like all you had left was Bridges. Bridges, I was like wondering, like, what is he going to do? He barely takes any shots for the entire game. He only takes 6 shot attempts, and that is unacceptable. 8 points, like that. It like looking at that, I'm like, if only we had Bridges playing a little bit more aggressive, we probably would have won that game because they have this crazy stat or that this crazy like fact where they say if Bridges scores 25 or more points, the Knicks I think have a record of like 14-1. So it's like there is obviously a reason why the Knicks lost that game is because Mikal Bridges did not play like the player that he has played since Brunson went down with injury. And because of that, the Knicks did not win that game. And yes, on TV, everybody was like, oh, yeah, the Knicks are bad. The Knicks are a KD and a Giannis away from being an actual championship contender. All of those commentators are not talking They are talking pure nonsense. Like, I heard the owner of the Knicks, James Dolan, he came on a podcast with Hart and Brunson, the roommates show, and he said that he's confident with this group. Well, yes, maybe you need a little bit more upgrades because the question is, it come playoff time, is Robinson going to stay healthy and is the bench sustainable? Like, I've noticed that people like Landry Shamet have, kind of like exploded off the bench, like because he's starting to find his rhythm again with his shot making ability. But he is not enough. Like, you need more. I get it. You didn't have McBride in pain for over a week due to their respective injuries, but you still need to find other bench scoring because Shamit can't be your only scorer. Like McBride, when he comes back, he needs to pick up the scoring punch. More than likely, question going into the playoffs is who is going to be that 8-man, who's going to be in that 8-man rotation. There are rumors saying that Campaign may lose his rotation spot because, if I'm being honest, the Knicks have been playing a player that they got from the Bucks by the name of DeLon Wright, and Knicks actually have a record of 3-1 when he starts. So it's like, because he's a defensive-minded guard, he doesn't need to shoot the ball that much to be effective, and he is a good defender. But the thing is, the only issue is that he don't really know how to run an offense like that. He kind of tried against Cleveland, but Cleveland, they end up, finding ways on how to like stop that. But the thing is, what I would say from the Cleveland game is that the defense was there. It was the offense that kind of sucked. Like, the defense was perfect. Like, they played perfect defense in the first half, but what happened is that fatigue played a role because they played the game. They played the day before, and if I'm being honest, I know it was Robinson's birthday when they played against the Sixers, but you should have sat out. You should have sat out that game, and you should have went off in Cleveland because we know that Robinson is better than Mobley and Allen. Both of them, they out there saying how they the best big men. Watch and see. Once Mitchell Robinson plays against the both of them, them two dudes are gonna be playing like soft little puppies. Because I remember that playoff series where he clearly outplayed both of them. And I don't know, going into the playoffs, obviously the Knicks, they're probably going to be the third seed, more than likely, and they may play against either the Pistons or the Bucks. Okay, this is who I think the Knicks should play in the first round. They need to play potentially against the Detroit Pistons. The reason why I picked the Pistons and not the Bucks is because the Bucks, yes, it's going to be the easier matchup because, no Damian Lillard. The bench is a little bad. Like Giannis is forever going to get his points, but the fact that the defense is not that good, like, yes, beating the Bucks is going to be an easy thing for the Knicks, but playing against the Pistons is going to be a challenge because the Pistons are a young team. They can play good defense. They give you like that. They have that tough mentality, but the only issue with them is lack of experience. They do not have playoff experience. Maybe there's only maybe about 2 or 3 players on that team with actual playoff experience, but most of the players, like the leading scorers on the team, like Cade Cunningham and them, most of them do not have playoff experience. And I know they're like, oh yeah, we probably want to play against the Knicks in the first round. Oh yeah. Well, guess what? You got the dude who got the dude who literally said that the Sixers were going to beat the Knicks in the first round last year. Paul Reed. I do not believe that the Pistons are going to beat the Knicks. Like, yes, they're there going a little crazy because they're like, oh yeah, we beat the Knicks twice this season. The playoffs are a different ball game. Like, literally, Brunson in the playoffs, the dude be dropping 40 pieces, and he be doing it every game. So if you find a way to stop that, yeah, that's probably the only way y'all win. Like, because Brunson could just go in a scoring rampage and there's nothing you can do to turn him off. So my guess is that the Knicks probably will win in the first round. Second round, it's going to be an uphill battle between the Celtics. I feel like the Celtics are eventually going to win. And I don't know. Off season, we'll see. I just hope the team makes the right decision for their squad. So now we're going to take a little short break after these messages.
Live from New York, this is WIUR Radio.
All right, so now I'm going to be talking about the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, I do not want to like talk too much about them because obviously they are a little irrelevant right now. Yes, they have officially been eliminated from playoff contention. I'm not surprised. The team has a lot of they have a lot of they have a lot of bad stuff going on that team. There's a lot of faulty stuff on that organization. So it's like I feel like the Brooklyn Nets mm, they are still tanking for Cooper Flag, but the chances of them actually drafting him, it's kind of slim. It's going to be a tough race because the thing is, having the worst record doesn't really necessarily guarantee you're going to get the first pick. Like, if you look at recent history, it's not really the worst team in the league that gets the first pick. It's like maybe the fourth or fifth worst probably will end up with it. Like we've seen it. It happened to the Knicks in 2019. They literally tanked for Zion, but they ended up with RJ Barrett. Well, I feel like that was a blessing in disguise, though, because you see how Zion ended up. Zion injured all the time. So my guess for the Nets is they're still going to end up with like a top 5 pick at least. My guess is maybe either the 4th or the 5th seed. Well, what would really be shocking is if they end up past 5 and like more around the top 10 area. That would be surprising, but we'll see. I feel like the Nets, because they do have a lot of draft picks this draft, like for this year's draft, is because part of the first round picks they got was from the trade from Bridges. So they have like a good amount of first round picks. I just wish the Knicks did not trade all them damn picks for Mikal Bridges, who is clearly a disappointment this season, but that's a question for another day. So the Brooklyn Nets, you have enough assets. I've been hearing rumors about Giannis Antetokounmpo. You say y'all want to get him? Okay. I will see a world where Giannis probably will end up on the Nets. Question is, who are you going to give up for him? You have a lot of players. You have D'Angelo Russell. You can even give them Cam Thomas. Do like a sign and trade thing, but I don't know if the Bucks want Cam Thomas. You can give them Cam Johnson. You could give them Noah Clowney. You could give them Claxton. Like, there's a lot of players on that team that you could give up for Giannis. You just got to make the money work. And also, you have to sell him the dream. Sell him the dream that if he comes to the Nets, he's going to be, he's going to be winning. He's going to be winning a potential championship. Let me tell you this. The Nets are far away from winning a championship. They're not going to win a championship for like maybe about another like 15 years. That team is they're in shambles right now. So it's like I do not see that team winning any championship in the near future. I know people are like saying, "Oh yeah, maybe he should come to the Knicks." Do not come to the Knicks, Giannis. No, we do not need you and your rim running play style. No, like if the Nets want to get Giannis, all right, you can try to get him, but it's going to be hard trying to build a team around him because the players you got on that team right now is a lottery team, lottery bound team. Like you do not need that around a man like Giannis. You either need to get another couple more bench pieces. Well, their bench is actually pretty fantastic. I'm not going to lie, but they need like an actual scorer off the bench, and they need more veterans on the team. The team right now, they're too immature. Like I be seeing a bunch of games. Why the hell are you guys keeping on giving the ball to Cam Thomas in the clutch? That's why that's why the Brooklyn Nets lost a bunch of games they could have won this season. There were like 3 games where they played against Cleveland where they could have won, but if it wasn't for Cam Thomas trying to be the hero in the end, missing shots when it mattered, and it's like that's the reason why the Brooklyn Nets did not make it to the playoffs is because of those losses. Like those games, they could have won those games, but because of lack of execution in the clutch, that's why they end up losing. So they need a clutch performer. To be honest, Giannis could be that person, but Giannis is not a clutch performer. No, he is not. He's nowhere close because even he sold his team in a couple games this season. So I would say the Nets, they should make the right decision for the team by potentially getting an all-star player who can take them potentially to the playoffs. Because I don't know, the talent is there. They just need a veteran. No, not to be disrespectful to D'Angelo Russell, but you are not that vet. I'm sorry. You are good as a guard, but to lead a team with a bunch of youngins, nah, I do not see that team going anywhere. You need another star player to help you. So my guess for the Nets is obviously they may end up with like a lottery pick. They may trade some of their picks for a player. We don't know who that player is going to be. And, maybe the offseason may be bright for them. All right. So now I'm going to be talking about the New York Giants and the Jets. Okay. So right now I'm going to start with the Giants. Okay. For the past couple of weeks, I've noticed that the Giants have been making some moves during free agency. I I was kind of surprised by the signing of Jameis Winston. Like, even though people were like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be good for the Giants," and I was like, "Okay, yeah, like he's a vet quarterback. He has a good track record. He was just recently playing for the Cleveland Browns, so yeah, they get it like a young, experienced quarterback." So, but there were rumors going around saying that the Giants were not going to keep him for long because they trying to trade for like a top 3 pick because they want to get one of those quarterbacks. Like I don't know. They say they're still trying to get Deion Sanders' son, but I don't know if he should be drafted by the Giants, but I don't know. We'll see. But what really surprised me was the signing of Russell Wilson. Like I was like, "Oh, so the Giants, they actually sign after signing Winston, you decide to sign Russell Wilson." And I'm like, "Man, that's crazy." Like the Giants, they found their established quarterback. And I'm like, but this is also the first time in I think franchise history that they have a black quarterback as the starting quarterback. And that is a major milestone, but because the New York Giants obviously, well, not to talk bad about their past quarterbacks, but they kind of did fail with Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones, he proved that he can't win when he's under a lot of pressure. And that's what happens when you are a New York professional athlete because us, we, as the fan base, we love to criticize. And when we criticize, some of these players cannot take that criticism. So the thing is, I'm just happy that they got a quarterback that has been to the Super Bowl. So we we desperately need that. Us as Giants fans, we want to feel that playoff experience again. Imagine next season we see the Giants playing against one of those teams, like maybe like the Chiefs or whatever, and they decide to beat them. Like they go full on, attack mode on them, and they try to win that game. Like, I want to see that, not them blowing leads and them like literally tanking. Like, I don't want to see that next season. I actually want to see the Giants winning this season. But part of me feels like the Giants made that move for Wilson because they saw that the Jets picked up a much younger quarterback in Justin Fields. That was a surprise as well because the Jets, well, yes, you just got rid of Aaron Rodgers. So obviously you wanted to look for another quarterback. So you chose youth over veterans, and you signed Justin Fields to a 3-year, I think it's like a $54 million contract. That is a lot of money, not nonetheless. But you're taking a chance on a young vet quarterback to lead your offense next season. Okay, the Jets, all right, I see the moves you're making. You still got to make some moves on the defensive end because your offense looked like it's all set. If you change that defense, you're going to be fine. Not to be disrespectful to Sauce Gardner, but we need more from you in the defensive end this season. Hopefully, now that you guys have new personnel, you all can just move on from what happened last year with the previous coach and Aaron Rodgers and just move on and try to build a new future with this new squad. So my predictions for both the Jets and the Giants is okay. We're just going to have to wait until the season begins before we make any predictions because we can't just say, oh, yeah, they're just going to make the playoffs. They can still stink even with this new roster. So my prediction is that they may or may not make the playoffs. I don't know. We just going to have to wait and see. But I feel like we may be surprised in the end. All right, we have reached the conclusion of today's episode. Yes, it was well, I would not say it was long, but it was kind of entertaining in my opinion. So this is Mike Talks NY Sports. I am Michael Walters. Have a good day and see you next week. Peace.